Welcome back to another episode of the In Raw Life podcast. Today is the second to last podcast episode before Jessica goes on maternity leave to have, are you letting people know the baby's name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never one of those
baby
people.
Theo, he's coming August 9th, hopefully not sooner, so that everything goes according to plan. And so for these last two episodes before she heads out, we are just gonna go over some of the things that we absolutely love. And for this episode in particular, we're starting with gratitude. We did an encore episode of our gratitude episode that we did back in 2020, mid-pandemic. We had a gratitude specialist on, which was super helpful for that specific season. And we reference it a lot, but we haven't replayed it. So we did that last week. If you haven't listened to that, go check it out. It's a really great episode. It just talks so much about the value of gratitude and how it's scientifically helpful to get to the things when you say your gratitude, or even just think about the things you're grateful for. It boosts the hormones in your body, which makes you happier and helps you. Honestly, it helps me get out of funks. When I'm in a funk, I'm like, okay, let me just go through some of the things I'm grateful for, and boom, not like presto changeo, but it definitely elevates my level from being doom and gloomy to, okay, I got this. I can go through today. So what we're gonna
thoughts, we talk about this, our thoughts create action. So if you're that's the best and quickest way to literally change your mindset and what you're thinking about and what you're focusing on so that you can feel better.
Yeah.
Simply put.
Exactly. I mean, you're whatever you're focusing on, that's where your attention goes. And if you are sitting and dwelling in your current space, that's not going to help you to get your goals. It's not going to help you to improve your situation. If your situation sucks right now, dwelling in it isn't going to change the situation. Taking action will change it. And the first step to that is just changing your attitude towards it. And of course, it's not
a little asterisk, if you're in a crappy situation or crappy thinking or crappy feeling, whatever, it's totally okay to also take the moment, couple of moments, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even to dwell in it, get it out. Don't just paste a Band-Aid over it it doesn't exist, and then use these tactics to get back to yourself better.
Yes, I was going to asterisk it too and talk about specifically mental health issues. If you're dealing with a mental health issue, it's not that easy, presto changeo. It's really not. So just like Jessica said, take a moment, and it's okay to be in these places of anxiety, depression, frustration, overwhelm. And it's okay to feel oh, this is really hard. But we just believe that if you implement gratitude in your life, it's going to help improve that situation. Maybe not drastically. Maybe it's not going to go from you're super depressed and poor to you're rich and living your best life. It's not a magic pill, but it is something that is so powerful to just help you appreciate what your circumstance is, even when it's hard, even when it's challenging and sometimes seemingly impossible. Gratitude will help you see the good that's in it and to take that good and perpetuate it. How can you make more of the good? So, yeah, with that being said, Jessica and I were just going to share with you things that we are grateful for in our lives right now. And honestly, I'll say right now, I need it. Today, I am stressed at work. I have a lot to do. I'm going on vacation, and I'm just I don't know how to get this all done. I think I'm just gonna have to work on vacation, which is obviously not gonna happen because that is a boundaryless Sierra, and that is not what is gonna be my reality. So anyway, I'm excited to go over our gratitudes today. But yeah, anyway, so Jessica, why don't you share for a second, again, the whole idea is that our lives are not perfect either, but gratitude helps us to be in a better place. So Jess, where are you at right now that could easily cause a negative thought, but you're choosing not to?
Oh, so many things. I mean, there's been so many shifts. I wouldn't even say big changes, just shifts in what was going to be right now, I would say. in my life. One of those things is something that we haven't even talked about at all yet to our audience, but it kind of fits. So, 2 weeks from tomorrow, I'm having my second baby. I recently purchased a house for myself and my kids, my family. The idea and the plan just a couple of months ago was my partner in life, boyfriend, and we were working on a relationship and he was gonna move in with us. We were gonna be family. We had our business going, you and I, Sierra, and we had like a plan for that. And those alone are two really big, that made up big pieces of my life. And both of those have gone sideways, or I don't know, not even sideways, like both of those are not happening. And so much could be like taking me down right now, like I don't have the business or anything in place to continue, and I don't have the energy or capacity to like put any focus on it, which is fine because like my health and my kids matter more than anything else. My partner and I are not quite partnered right now, so he is not in the house with me. So I'm very much single mom with a 10-year-old kid during summer, having my second kid, bringing into that. And it's just like, that could just be like a total, like, oh my gosh, what am I, Jessica of a few years ago, let alone 10 years ago, would be like panicking, anxiety driven, like just wallowing probably and not knowing what to do. But because I have so many tools in my belt, including just the different mindset that practicing daily gratitude has given me, allows me to not wallow. Like I said, like I take my moments when like things, and especially with pregnancy hormones, like things hit the wall at any moment. I'm like, oh, and I let myself go there. And then I'm like, okay, we did that. It's okay to feel that way. And now like, let's think of the things, like what are all the good things coming out of this, like I never would have imagined myself being this strong of an independent person, which is cool. And like, I get to show my daughter that, and my kids that I was able to purchase this house by myself and pretty much take care of it and do things by myself. Like, I'm grateful that we're all healthy, and I'm grateful for, my baby coming in a couple weeks and how healthy that's going to be. So like my daily gratitude lately is just like being grateful for the things that I have, the things that are here and are happening, and are things that like I've always wanted. Like I always wanted to have my own house. I always wanted to have more than one kid. I always wanted this. Like I have an awesome job that I'm going to come back to after maternity leave. Like how cool is that? And I'm making it happen. And I'm like, I've always been one of those people that I make shit happen. Like I get things done, and I'm like, okay, like, well, I'm getting things done and I'm making it happen. Not in the way that I necessarily thought I would, but it's happening. So like gratitude, yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I start every single morning when my alarm goes off. Sometimes it's a little iffy. Sometimes I fall back asleep while I'm like thinking about it. But at the very least, I do like, some of my quick gratitude things when I first wake up before I get out of bed. Sometimes I use that as how I would like my day to go. If my days have been a little iffy lately, like I'll, be, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for the good energy I'm going to have today. And like the wonderful interactions that Emily and I are going to have today. And then I always end my day with it. Again, like sometimes I fall asleep during it, but I at least get something in as I'm going to sleep. And that really just sets the mood for life.
Yeah. I love it too. Like waking up to it. It is such a different, like, I don't know. I used to wake up and just like get right out of bed. Right. And then I would do my gratitude, like once I got up and got my coffee or whatever. But recently, I've been waiting a little before I have coffee. And I also, sometimes I'm just like so tired in the morning. And then I think, okay, I'm just gonna sit here for a moment and be grateful for this moment. And so like, I'm grateful for the way the sun shines in my room in the morning. Like, I just love the morning sunshine cutting through the windows. And I'm grateful. I usually have at least one, if not both babies next to me when I wake up in the morning. And I'm super grateful for that. Like, I'm grateful for their hot, heavy, sweaty heads against me. It's just like, oh, these are mine. Like, I created these little children and I love them so much. And I just like, I go through that instead of getting right up and starting my day. And I know a lot of people too, the first thing they do in the day is scroll Instagram. But can you imagine like how much more fueled your brain would be if the first thing you did in the day to wake up was going through all of the beautiful things in your life instead of going through all of the quote unquote beautiful things filtered in others' lives. So it's just, I mean, and it doesn't have to even be 5 minutes. It can just be like thank you for this morning. Like, to me, every day I say thank you for another beautiful day in New Jersey. So like, also for me, my gratitudes, I often have in like the form of prayer. Like, I thank God for things, but you could also say like, I'm grateful for another beautiful day in New Jersey. And I say like, thank you for my kids and thank you for my husband and thank you that they're healthy and thank you for this house. Like, my house isn't huge, but I love it. And it's our home and there's special places in it. And so, like, I think you can really dwell on a lot of things and see others and see where they're at and question like, why am I not there yet? Why am I not married? Or why am I not like successful in my career? Or why don't I have kids? Or whatever the case may be. And you can beat yourself up on it, or you can say like, I am super grateful for this season in my life where I get to focus on whatever, like, I don't have like, my career isn't 100% where I thought it would be when I was younger, but my family is, and sometimes you can't have it all. You can, I do think there's ways to have it all, but not all at once, all like as soon as you're out the gate, you got to work towards it.
Like, we shouldn't stick to what we think having it all means when we're like 10 years old. Like, it's going to change and shift, and you're going to feel a lot better about what having it all means when you allow it to shift versus sticking to some idealistic thing that you thought it meant.
Was it all? Yeah.
Or what other people think it means.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, I think we can put a lot of pressure on ourselves that's so unrealistic. Whereas like, if you shift your mentality of like, okay, I have it all because I like, look at what I've done, look at the things I have done, So for me, like, yeah, like I said, like, my career isn't exactly where I thought it should be, but I do get to spend a lot of time with my kids because I'm not working 40 hours. And that means a lot to me. And I'm grateful for like getting to pick them up at 3 p.m. every day, even though it's like in the heat and traffic's already bad at that point. Like, there was a point where I was kind of grumpy about it because I was always stuck in traffic and they're cranky when I pick them up and whatever. And last week, I'm like, forget this, we're jamming. And so now we like jam out to the radio, to their favorite songs. They love what they call flocks of seagulls because it was on the radio once. We also jam out to the song like A-OK by, I don't even remember, but we'll like, just be like, it's A-OK. And we're singing and dancing. And that made like this ride that I kind of dreaded so much more fun. And I look forward to it now. So
it's something that you guys are all look back on.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes it a happier memory for them too, just because I've shifted my perspective on something that we all hated a couple of weeks ago. And now it's more fun. So I think, I don't know, you've got to look at the things that are good. And a lot of times the things that are good are unexpected. Like when you were a kid and you dreamt of what your life would look like, you probably weren't dreaming of like waking up in the morning and saying your gratitude and that being your favorite part of the day. Like that wasn't something I looked forward to as a kid, but that's something that I have now that's beautiful. Or like, that's just one example. I'm sure you could find all sorts of little things in your life that are just like, like washing the dishes, not my favorite thing to do. But once everyone's asleep and I can just sit and be like, that's a really good, an amazing feeling, It's not like it's washing dishes. At the end of the day, it's freaking washing dishes. Who loves to wash dishes? Nobody, maybe some people. But when the house is quiet and it's been a productive day and like just getting to like clean my kitchen before heading to bed, that's a really cool feeling. And I'm grateful for that. And acknowledging those little moments of things that are not the typical amazing life situation. It really just brings your awareness to A, be more present and appreciate the situation you're in, and to B, love your life a little bit more because you're giving that appreciation towards these simple, tiny moments in it.
Yeah, even like one example, and I know I've talked about it before when we talked about gratitude, but like even if my dog barks and annoys the crap out of me, like I can get super angry and annoyed, which sometimes I do, and that's okay, like I'm human. And sometimes I'm like, I'm grateful that I have her for security. Like she alerts me to things, sometimes things I don't need to know about, but she alerts me to things, and she's always there for me and she loves me like unconditionally. So like that's pretty cool. I take that over not having her.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so true too. We can like we can take advantage or take for granted the things that are in our lives. Like when our husbands annoy us or our kids annoy us or anything, like we've got these kids. They're beautiful. They're freaking challenging sometimes, but they are beautiful and they are ours. And even especially on days that they try me at night, once they've gone to sleep, I like to go back in and give them a hug and remind my soul of how amazing they are, even though the day was rough. So
Yeah, that's when I usually add her more into my gratitude of like picking out things, rewriting the mindset around it.
I also feel like there's something to be said about like the physical action of gratitude, like giving them a hug or like bringing their head to my chest is like such a gratitude thing for me, or getting outside and walking around barefoot or looking up at the trees. Like there's so many physical things we can do. Like that's for me personally. I don't know what it looks like for any of you, but for me, like if I can get a little bit physical with my gratitude, getting outside while I say it, or looking at the thing I'm grateful for, that really, I think, elevates it to another level as well.
And you can like literally tell other people that you're grateful for them. Like appreciation goes so far, just the tiniest thing. Like, heck, if you get anything out of this episode, that is a great thing to start with. Like once a week and then build it up of just like texting somebody, hey, I'm really grateful that you helped me with this the other week. Or, hey, I'm really grateful that you're my friend because blah, blah, blah. Like it can be such a quick little thing, and it creates amazing effects for both of you.
It's so true. I got a message this weekend. It was a drunk message from a friend who was like, I just so appreciate you. And I was like, you can say this sober and I'm not going to judge you. Like that's a great feeling. So don't feel weird. Like it's never received poorly. It may feel awkward coming out and letting someone know like, hey, you're awesome. And I'm so glad to have you in my life, but it's never
and
received
they don't
awkward.
respond. That's also okay. It's you putting the gratitude out into the world.
Yeah, that is so true. Yes. Put that gratitude in the world. The world freaking needs more of it for sure. Well, there we have another episode. We kept it short and sweet. We just wanted to give you like a gratitude boost, and I hope you appreciated that. Keep coming back. We are going to be doing encore episodes while Jess is on maternity leave, but I mean, we're going to pick the best ones. So you definitely want to listen to that or go back through and find old episodes that we have filmed or recorded in the past and take a listen to those. And please continue to like rate, review, and subscribe, because that helps our podcast to grow, especially while we're in these few weeks of maternity leave. Like just continue to show love, because that will be super awesome and helpful for us. And if you like follow Jess on Facebook or Instagram, send her love and remind her that she's doing the awesome thing of childbirth and that she's killing it as a mom, because here comes the fun part.
Yeah. And thank you guys. I mean, appreciate you guys for always coming here, listening, being part of our community, being a part of our online family. We love you guys, and we love that you do keep showing up, that you get something out of it, that we're helpful. I mean, at least for me, like being like the super Enneagram 2, like I get so much out of just being able to help others and like put something out there that affects somebody in some sort of positive way, hopefully. And yeah, so, and when you share our stuff with somebody else, that's like giving gratitude to them, like, hey, I think this will help you. Like, it's giving something to them, which is awesome. So keep showing up, keep sharing, and we love you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.